Apologies for the youth attire today, but as anyone who's ever had a haircut before will know, part of this is because I've got the hat on. I haven't actually had my hair slicked back. But when you have your hair cut, it looks rubbish. So first thing you do, before you have your shower, you put a hat on for the videos that you're going to do, and then you have a shower so you can sort it out. There's a method to it. Plus, I'm enjoying the fact that I finally, after 35 years, found a hat that actually fits my giant head. Who knew baseball caps came in extra larges? I know that now. Are we supposed to be doing a Football Manager video? Hello and welcome to part 9 of the German leg of the Expedition of Gold. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against Gladbach and then away against Stuttgart, both in the Bundesliga, and we have now reached the halfway point of the season. Since you were last with me, we played a couple more games, lots more wins. There have been a few of these little orange blotches on here, one in the Champions League, but we still won our group, and one in the Bundesliga against Hanover, which there's no excuses for, really. It was a last-minute equaliser from Malyshev, or we could have ended up picking up our first defeat since way back here on the first day of the season when we were still using that silly tactic that we were using. But since then, it's been wins all the way again. I like this mid-season break thing. I thought they had like a couple of weeks off. It's been like 6 weeks. So we've had a little pre-season training camp. We went to Turkey. It's been very pleasant. We've had a couple of extra friendlies. They've gone rather well. We've got a few people fit again. And this is how the Bundesliga table looks. So at the halfway point of the season, we are 10 points clear of a game in hand. That will do nicely. The only transfer business we've done, bearing in mind the transfer window is nearly closed, we've not brought anybody in because we've got no money. We're massively in debt. You've seen that yourself. We have, however, let Vukotic go out on loan to Wolfsburg for £250,000 a month, plus they're paying is £120,000 a week wages, so it's actually considerably more than that and should help the coffers for a player who's not really playing for us at all. They've got a £10 million purchase fee thing in there if they want to buy him. I'm hoping it's not going to be my problem because we'll win the league and I'll move on. Iturrieta, we did let him go on a similar deal, but then I got one of those inbox things telling me to bring him back because he should be in our squad, so I've brought him back. He's not in our squad today because we didn't get him registered in time, but he has now returned to the club. He did score a couple of decent free kicks in some of the cup games earlier on in the season, which, yeah, there you go, a couple of very nice free kicks. They were Ziyech quality free kicks. So, today's game at home against, who is it, Gladbach? Why does it say no fixtures scheduled? We're playing a game right now, I don't understand. This is our team anyway. We've got Clementino in goal, a back four of Yule, Orlandi, Montes and Chesney, Balbiano, Toynerson and Michels in midfield with Di Maria in behind Berger and Malyshev. I think this might be the first time all season I've been able to play my actual first 11. If I had every single player fit, which I do, this is the combination of players I would choose, with the possible exception of having Lafarge in for Yule. But I want Yule to work out. I paid for him. Lafarge was here when I arrived. So we'll just say he's being rested for now. Yes, Yule hopefully will. I mean, he's had 3 injuries since he's been here, and he's not actually any better than Lafarge. But it'd be nice for him to have a run of games and at least earn himself a league winners medal, assuming we get that far. Perhaps Chesney wouldn't be my first choice right back either. Maybe Cambon. But we've got another game in a couple of days' time, and I think that'll probably be the harder of the 2 games. He says. I mean, it's just about guarantees we'll lose today. Now I said a stupid thing like that, but we'll bring our other fullbacks in for that. Rotate the midfield a little bit as well. And Balbiano puts us 1-0 up. Marvellous stuff. 1-0 after 9 minutes. I didn't get a chance to see what that would do to the league table. What were we, 10 points clear before? So if Kev's maths works, that would put us 12 points clear if everything finished like this. Because I think everyone else has already played their games for the day. We're playing as the evening kickoff. That's a lovely finish from Balbiano. We need to get more games into him in this second half of the season. We used him quite sparingly in the first half as we were bedding in Toynerson and a couple of other new bits and pieces in the midfield and working out what our best 3 was. But I think Balbiano definitely needs to be part of that best 3 at this point. He's a proper wonder kid, just like Toynerson is. We need to treat him as such. And we've just gone 2-0 up, thanks to the cyborg, the robotically created, engineered to be the perfect footballer, Alexis Di Maria. That's it. What was it? His 19th goal of the season for a man who's only existed for 18 months because he was created to be the perfect footballer. And he's in again. And there you go. There's goal number 20. Feel free. I mean, this is what happens in the year 2040. You decide you want a player, and you go into the lab, you put him together, buy the legs of Alexis Sanchez and the brain of Angel Di Maria. You combine the two things together, and a few bits of circuitry in there. Say he's 25. Boom, you've got a player on your hands. We're 4-0 up after 33 minutes, by the way. And we're 13 points clear because, that's right, you get 3 points for a win, don't you? I remember well. What should we talk about? Because I feel like once the fourth goal goes in after only half an hour, it's going to be one of those landslide things where it's just me saying goal, goal, goal. Honest responses in the comments. Not that any of you are ever anything but honest, and that is appreciated. Assuming it carries on like this, which I kind of expect it to, how many episodes do you want the second half of this season to take? We've got the Champions League in there as well. Are we bothered about that? Do we want to see the Champions League? I'm far more bothered about the Bundesliga than I am the Champions League. But I am very conscious that watching 5 and 6-0 wins every single episode gets old fast. I don't know why it's happened this way. I knew my signings were good. I didn't know they were going to be this good. It's just a really, really weak league. And we do need to move on at the end of the season just to remember what competitive football is like. What's that? 6-0 now. Di Maria's got his hat-trick. Robot and all that. I mean, we're playing with robots. What can you expect? Look at all those people. But I don't know. If we're 13 points clear at this point, another 1 or 2 episodes for the season? Is that enough? Or do you want me to do the normal every 5 or 6 games? I'll show you 2 of them, but they are going to hopefully be landslide things like this. Let me know what you think. And do we want to see the Champions League run? Or, I mean, obviously if we get into like the semi-finals or the final, I'll definitely show it. Same with the German Cup. If we make it through to the final, we'll have a look at it, definitely. We won't turn our nose up to some gold. I thought Di Maria was going to get his 4th goal of the game there. I mean, it is getting ridiculous now how good he is. We only paid 5-6 million pounds for him. I feel like we've mugged that Argentinian team what we signed him off of. Right, Anicic is coming on. We're also going to bring on. Oh, where's the defender fella who usually sits on the bench? Whose name escapes me. Magath. Why isn't he on the bench today? We'll bring on Cambon then. Move Szczesny across and give him some time at centre-back. Why not? We're 16 up. How much harm can he really do in 20 minutes when he can sort of play there already? And we may as well just give him a little bit of game time there just to get some games into Cambon, because obviously nobody's played for 6 weeks apart from a couple of little friendlies. So we need to get some games into legs. Eric Yule has made it 80 minutes into a game without picking up an injury. That's quite remarkable. We'll take him off to protect him. And Malashev has picked up an injury. Oh, and it's one that's serious enough to pause the game as well. A knee injury. That lad, he's good, but he is just made of glass. It's ridiculous. We've got 2 days of transfer window left, and with Vukotic having moved on, I am wondering if we've got the potential, if this is bad, to go and sign another striker. 5 to 6 weeks. It's not too bad, is it? Don't worry about your injury. Who have Spurs got in the way of strikers that we can try and sign on loan? Tottenham, 6th in the league. The fella who took over from me has been fired because of the league performance this year being so bad. David Alaba's Tottenham manager now. They are still trying to use this stupid system that involves Liam Wells playing out wide. But Liam Wells was injured, as was James Burgess. Burgess is still injured. Wells is back in the squad. See, I know about them because they're in the England squad. Can we get Vendrig on loan? Let's try and get Michael Vendrig. We haven't got any money to buy him with. Can we just have him for free? We'll ask if we can have him for free. Who else have they got in the way of strikers? Just trying to bring in emergency former players. Who's Proust? I think I signed him. Ugh. No, we don't want him. We want someone good. Oscar won't come. We've tried him before. Tired, he could get a rest with us. Don't know who Harley Perry is either. I wonder if they'll let him come on loan. Can't even just put the offer in. I mean, there's always a chance that they'll let him come for free. So let's try and get him for free. And Mario Pierre. We can sign Piero on loan. Yes, we'll finalise the offer. We should probably scout him. Who cares about scouting him? He's Piero. Yeah, we'll have him. That would be awesome. Couple of changes for the, I don't know who we're playing, Stuttgart game. Clemente comes in for Malashev. Cambon comes back in at right back at the expense of Szczesny, who was there previously. And who's this on the bench? Well, if it isn't Mario Piero, who has barely kicked a football since his glorious Invincible season, where he picked up a big pile of gold. There we go. He's got his 4 winners' medals so far. This is a Premier League winner, a World Club Cup winner, an EFL Cup winner, and was he not on the... Oh, did he not get a Champions League medal? He must have been in the squad for the final. That's just cruel that he didn't get a Champions League medal. I don't approve of that at all. I guess we'll have to get him one this season. So he's on the bench. Yes, let's give him a squad number. Have we got any good ones for... Oh, why is it showing me all those squad numbers? Okay, that's odd. Fair enough then. Yes, he's great. Don't know who he is. Let's get into the game and then decide at what point we bring Piero on. Gruber's probably going to be terrified because he's been superb anytime he's been anywhere near the pitch all season. He's been compared to Piero by people in some quarters, even though he's obviously far better, a much better player. But when it comes down to it, when Di Maria needs recharging, who are we going to bring on to replace the robot? It's got to be Piero. Although apparently Piero can play up front as well, which I've never seen him do before. But I guess we didn't have much need for him to play up front in a squad that had Wells and Iribarren and Vendrig and Oscar. He was lucky to ever get even into the midfield. Why did he play so many games? I just don't think we had a backup attacking midfielder, did we? We have several of them here, so he's probably not going to get many games. What a goal from Clemente. It's supposed to be only Malashev who can do that. But Clemente, to be fair to him, we got excited about Malashev when he first burst into the side, but he's never had a proper run of games because of injury. He hasn't scored as many goals as Clemente, and if Clemente can do that as well, he's the man. He's our proper wonder kid striker. Plus, he's Brazilian. And if there's one thing that's been lacking from this whole save this year, it's been a distinct lack of Brazilian wonder kids. Well, now we've got one. I might have to have my hair cut like him. And there we go. Look at that. I mean, to be honest, it's not dissimilar. I've only gone and had a Clemente. In fact, we'll leave that off. We're going to leave that off as a tribute because Kev's got the Clemente haircut. Or as Clemente had a Kev. I promise you it's not going to be slicked back like this all the time. It's because I've been wearing a hat. I promise it will be normal again tomorrow. Unless Clemente scores 5 goals. In which case we're having the Clemente all day tomorrow. That'll be a vlog worth watching. Me wandering around all day with my hair like this because I look like a complete buffoon. I kind of don't want him to get the goals now. Berger's grabbed the third. We're winning at an absolute canter again. I don't get it. I mean, someone explain to me down in the comments. Don't tell me it's an overpowered tactic because it's the same tactic we've used for 23, 24 seasons. And we've won 1 league title previously. We've won 2 Champions Leagues in that time. It took us, 15, 20 seasons to get into the Premier League. It's clearly not an overpowered tactic. But is the German league just that bad? It's not as if it's a league that I've got to put this hat back on. I just caught a glimpse of my stupid head. I'll take it off again if Clemente scores again. But The German league has been on all the way through, so it's not like with Argentina and Brazil and USA and some of these other leagues that we turned on a couple of seasons ago because we quite fancied having a go there, and they're in their infancy. This is a well-established league that has been in every single season of this save, and it just seems to be that everyone's rubbish, which is really weird. And to be so far ahead so early in the season we're dominating this league more than we dominated the Premier League with Tottenham a couple of seasons ago, and it's a real shame that we just threw away that first game of the season. We could have genuinely had a back-to-back when we're counting just full seasons. We could have done back-to-back Invincibles with two different clubs. That would have been something that surely nobody in the history of the world has ever done before. But we threw it all away on the first day of the season. Can we just all pretend that didn't happen? Perhaps if we stay for one game at the start of next season, if we're unbeaten through to the end of the year, we'll perhaps do the first game of next season, so we can say 34 games unbeaten. We did a full unbeaten season length. Oh, hats off again. Hats off to Clemente. He's got his hat trick, and I hope you've taken your hat off too. If you're not wearing a hat, put a hat on so we can have hats off to Clemente. Oh, that feels like a t-shirt. I can feel pound signs behind my eyes. Hats off to Clemente, and it's just Kev. Like that on a shirt. Watch this space. That might be the commemorative shirt for winning this league. Either that, or it's got to be something to do with robotic Di Maria. Right, Szczesny is going to come on to play there. And then we're also going to bring on Piero to play there. Because we've got to give the lad his debut. His first appearance in German football, presumably. I haven't actually checked. If he goes and grabs a goal, I just don't understand Football Manager anymore. Because, to be honest, putting a player like him in the team is almost telling the engine, yeah, we're not really trying anymore. Do what you will. We're being silly now. We're playing players who really shouldn't be playing in this league, let alone for the best team in it. But go on, let him have a goal. Play along with us. And I'd like to think the match engine recognises that and will play along with us. Clemente again. Piero obviously can't win a tackle because he's Piero. And Cambon does win a tackle because he's not Piero. Clemente, do I need to take my hat off again? No, I don't. And I don't think we've got time for another hats off moment. And am I going to have to wear a hat for the rest of this season just so I can take it off every time he scores a goal? If I'm really going to commit myself to selling a few shirts, don't want to have to wear a hat every day. I look stupid. There we go. We are 13 points clear. Make sure you let me know down in the comments how many more episodes you want to see from this season. I don't want to do overkill on the big wins thing. I know we had a lot of that in the last year at Tottenham, but at the same time I don't want you to feel like I'm just skipping through it. So let me know down in the comments. I will do my best to go with roughly what the majority is. If you've enjoyed that today, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and thank you very much for watching.